Hello and welcome to Power Yoga with Melinda. Today's class is a stretch and release class focused on stretching the hips. Of course, we'll get some ancillary stretches for our legs, maybe for your waistline, your rib cage, a little bit of the arms as well. So let's get started in your child's pose. Child's pose is a great way to start to settle into the hips. So for many people, it's really difficult to sink your hips towards your heels. But to the best of your ability, open your knees wide, extend your fingertips forward, and settle your hips down as comfortably as you can. Maybe you can come to rest your forehead on the mat. And just begin to find a rhythm to your breath. Big inhalations that help you fill all the way up. And easy open mouth exhales that help you find a little more stability, a little more depth, wherever you are in whatever posture you're in. And then for us in our child's pose, we'll inhale, find length through your spine. And then as you exhale, feel as if you can relax your hips a little more, sink them a little lower towards your heels. One more time, breathing in, filling up. And then one more exhale, one more opportunity to sink back a little further, open up through your hip rotators. And then inhale, look forward between your hands, rise all the way up to your tabletop position. From your flat back, extend your left foot out to the left side of your space. Bring the sole of your foot onto your floor. We'll take some cat-cows from here. I like this. It helps you open up a little more into your hips. Stack your right knee right under your hip. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Draw your tailbone down towards your heel. Draw your back ribs high. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more time. This time, inhale, lift your right hand to the ceiling, little spiral through the chest. And then exhale, thread the needle. Reach your fingertips towards your big toes. Come to rest on the side of your shoulder, your cheekbone. Your left hand can extend forward, applying a little pressure with the palm of your hand to press back into your hips. Your other option is to reach your arm up and over. Take a little twist through your chest. So we're also going to get a little bitty stretch through our rib cage, twisting from your belly button. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Release your right palm under your shoulder. Sweep your arm up and over, and then come back. This time, flex your foot back behind you. Find a little spinal balance, and then tuck your left leg behind your right. Bring the ball of your foot onto the floor. Pivot your left hip point forward. That's where you'll find the stretch right through the hip crest. Press down through your palms. Maybe you can gaze over your right shoulder. Pull your left hip point forward a little bit more. Then step it back to center. We'll switch it out. Bring your right foot to the right side of your space. Plant the sole of your foot flat on the mat. Inhale, cow pose. Relax your belly. Exhale, cat. Tuck your navel into your spine. Protract your shoulder blades. Spread them wide. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. One more time through cow pose. And round your spine into your cat pose. Plant your hands. Reach your left hand up to the ceiling. Kind of an awkward twist there. Exhale, thread the needle. Tuck it underneath your right arm. Come to rest on your shoulder. Swivel your left hip back into the socket. Option to reach the right palm forward, apply pressure to press into your hips. Or option to take the half bind, reaching around wherever you can grab, opening up through the shoulders. One full round of breath here. Then sweep your right palm underneath your shoulder. Open up wide and then settle down. Flex your right foot back behind you. Find a little spinal balance. And then tuck your right leg over to the left side of your space. Pull your right hip point forward. And maybe you can gaze over your left shoulder. Just feel the hips tugging forward, finding that stretch from the hip crest. So nice. Then bring your legs back through center. Take a breath. Tuck your toes, press back to your downward facing dog. Expand through the side ribs. Float your heels towards the earth. Inhale, gaze forward, bend into your knees. Exhale, wide step forward, right foot, then the left. Sink your hips low. Option 2, bring your palms to touch. I was going to reach for my block. I didn't tell you we needed blocks in the beginning, but if you have them, you can set a block underneath your hips. Engage the sides of your glutes, flatten out through your spine. Take a breath in. And then exhale, fold it forward. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart. Bend into your knees. Let your head hang heavy. Just find a little release all through your spine. Just let everything spill out. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, low lunge. Left foot steps back behind you. Adjust your stance. Bring your left knee to the mat. And then inhale, rise up. Bring your palms to the top of your right knee and give it a little press. Press your chest away from your thigh as you press your hip point forward. Find that stretch through your hip flexor. Draw your inner thighs together to find that little lift through your pelvis as you press forward. Breathe in. And then let it go. Release your palms down to your sides. Walk your leg over towards the side of your space for your deep runner's lunge. Plant your left hand, reach your left arm up and over. You can take the half bind here or option to kick your heel towards your butt and reach for your toes. Find a little crooked monkey. If this is too much, just leave the leg untucked. Apply light pressure to the inside of your right knee, just opening up through the hips. Or back to your crooked monkey, wherever it is that is accessible to you today. Find your breath. It's good to stay here for a few seconds more, allowing time for the tension to release from your body. Plant your hands, walk your foot back into center, and press back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Exhale, step forward once again, left foot this time and the right. Sit your hips low. Maybe rock a little from side to side this time as you're getting warmer. Settling in. Then rise all the way up to stand. Bring your big toes to touch and fold it forward. Little bend in your knees. This time take peace fingers to big toes. Pull your torso low. That little bend and pull from your biceps can give you a little more depth, but always find the bend in your knees if you're still working on your flexibility. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, low lunge. Right foot steps back this time. Inhale, back knee comes down. Right away, palms come to the top of the left leg. Press the chest away as you draw your right hip point forward. You can even gaze up a little if that feels good, but be gentle on your neck. The focus here is on your hips, firming the inner thighs together as you press your chest away and launch your hips forward. So a lot going on. And then release your hands to the mat. Toe heel your foot towards the side of your mat so your stance is a little wider. Lean into your hips and then open your leg to the side. You can stay here and deepen into the stretch. Maybe you can come down to your forearm, or option to reach up and over. Flex your right heel towards your butt. Find a little quadricep stretch on the right side. Keep the left toes flexed so the leg stays active, engaging your shin, engaging your calf muscles. Twist open just a little more. Oh, my hips are tight today. Come back, walk your toe back to center. And then inhale, press back to downward facing dog just one more time. And then come to your knees, come to lying on your back into a figure four. So instead of a regular pigeon pose, we'll take a supine figure four. Come to lying on your back, cross your left leg, your right leg over your left, flex your toes. And so you have a little triangle created by that space between your legs. Reach under for your hamstring, or you can reach for the underside of your knee. Wherever you can get that allows you to relax your shoulder blades down. Keep the feet flexed and active so the legs are always engaged. And then just find a little pull of either your hamstring or feel your hip rotators open up, a little stretch for your hamstrings. If you feel like you need a little more here, you can straighten the left leg. You can even reach up and over. If you find you're still needing a little bit more, you can lower the left leg down, take a little fish hook with your right and left hand and create a little cradle. Or you can snuggle the arch of your foot in your elbow crease. Clasp your hands, and then you can rock a little from side to side. The left leg can stay hovered or down, and then you can work towards leaning back. I'm not quite there yet, as you can see. You can lean back, working to get your shoulders towards the floor. As your hips become more flexible, more malleable, you'll be able to reach a little further towards the floor. So wherever you are, if you're still in figure four, that's perfect. Just find a place where it feels good to stretch your hips. One more full round of breath, and then we rock it up to a seat. From here, keep your figure four in your legs. Bring your palms down to your sides, and just rock yourself up to a seat. Bring your hands behind your glutes, and then just find a little press through your palms to lift your chest towards your shin. Just for one quick breath here. And then cross your left leg under. We'll take a double pigeon. I'll do this from the front so you can see. Bend through your left leg. Stack your right heel on top of the side of your right knee and lower down. So this is challenging for a lot of people. You may be up here. If this is as far as you can get today, as long as your sits bones are grounded down, you're moving in the right direction. If even this is too much, just parallel your shins towards one another. So find a place where you can tolerate it, but it's not painful. So you know you're doing something good for your body. You're stretching an area where you're really tight. So I'm really tight here. I'm working towards getting my knee towards my heel. Oh, it's still a little shaky, but I'm getting there. I know I'm not hurting myself. And then walk your fingertips forward. See if you can just relax your upper body down, flexing through your toes, keeping the legs active. Breathe in. And then exhale, sit just a little bit lower. Maybe you can tuck your elbows into center. So nice. And then inhale, walk your fingertips back. This time, leave your left leg bent, extend your right leg out to the side. Square your navel in line with your right knee. Inhale, extend your arms high. Exhale, fold it forward. Keep a flat back here. If that means you have to put a big bend in your knee, do that. Do that along with me. Draw your navel into your spine. See if you can draw your torso a little further forward towards your front leg. Keep your sits bones grounded down. Draw your left femur back into the socket. Right femur pulls back as well. Breathe in. Exhale, sink just a little lower. And then rise all the way up into deer pose. Tuck your right leg back behind you. So both legs are bent, moving in the same direction. Ground your sits bones down to the best of your ability. It's not easy. This is an awkward pose. Bring your left hand outside your left glute. Bring your right hand to your left knee. And then take an easy twist. See if you can draw your right sits bone down a little more as you twist towards the left. Breathe in. And then exhale, twist a little deeper. And then come all the way back. Come back to lying on your back. And we'll take the other side, roll all the way down. Left foot stacks over the right, ground down through your entire spine. And then reach underneath that space created by your legs. Reach for your hamstring or reach for your knee. Flex through your toes. Draw your left knee down towards the top of your space. And just see if you can relax here in this supine figure 4. Option to extend the right leg. Find a little more length and leverage there. Your other options are to take the fish hook, bring the right leg to a hover, or place the right leg down, or snuggle the arch of the left foot in your right elbow crease, clasp your hands, rock the baby, work on releasing your shoulder blades towards the mat, opening up through the hips. Then come back, find 1 or 2 different variations. One more full round of breath to let your hips open up. And then when you're ready, bring your palms to your sides. Take a little rock up to a seated position. Plant your right foot and then press your palms into the floor to press your chest towards your left shin. Just for a second, get a little extra stretch. And then come into your double pigeon or your fire log on the opposite side. Bend your right leg into parallel with your left leg. Find that point, even if your knee is lifted, maybe your shins are parallel. So find whatever place is tolerable for you, where you know you're doing something good for your body to stretch. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. And then exhale, walk your fingertips forward. We'll be here for a few rounds of breath. See if you can consciously release that tension, that gripping through the hips. I know a lot of times when we're stressed, we're anxious, we're in traffic, we clench our hips almost unconsciously. Sometimes we have to bring our awareness there and actively work on letting go. One more full round of breath. And then exhale, let it go. And slowly walk your hands up. This time, leave your right leg tucked. Extend your left leg. Level your hips in line with your left toes. Reach high. Exhale, extend forward. Micro bend in the left knee if you need it. And then if you're extra flexible and you're straight, your belly is almost at your thigh, you can work towards moving your right armpit over towards your knee. Find length through your spine on each inhale, and then as you exhale, get a little lower. Keep the toes flexed and active, keeping those muscles engaged. So we're working, even though we're stretching, we're still creating strength as a counter to that. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Sweep your left leg back behind you into your deer pose. Ground your sits bones down to the best of your ability. Plant your right hand behind your glute, left hand to your knee, and then find that easy twist from your navel, pulling your right shoulder blade down your back. Gaze back. One more breath. So nice. And then come back to center. Swivel your legs back in front of you. And come to lying on your back once again. Come into your bridge pose. Bring your hips, rather your heels towards your hips, hands to your sides. Inhale, bridge pose. Peel your hips towards the ceiling. We'll take it supported today. So snuggle your shoulders from side to side so you can work your palms into your low back. And that way you're supporting your hips with the palms of your hands and with your elbows pressing into the floor. Sometimes I feel like I could just stay here all day. I love this supported position. You can stay here, or your option is to move into halasana or plow pose. Bring your right knee in, followed by the left. Take your time. Toes lift overhead. Keep your palms at the small of your back. Toes can stay to a hover, or toes can float towards the floor. Keep your neck in neutral alignment. Draw your chin to your chest and just let your body breathe. Breathe in. And then slowly roll all the way out. My light is flashing. And come into your final Shavasana. Bring the soles of your feet to touch so you continue to let your hip bones open up as you relax. Palms release down to your sides. Shut down your eyes. Just let go of your breath. Easy, natural inhales, nothing forced. If you have a few moments, it's a nice opportunity just to marinate here. Let your hips continue to open up. Feel the benefit of all the stretches you've just completed. Thank you so much for joining me for this healthy hip stretch. I hope to see you again soon at one of our other stretch and release classes, Power Core, or even our Power Yoga Flow. Thank you so much, friends. Namaste.